mean,
listening to all this, Chris.
yeah, we'll just get started.
I mean, like I said, we do always warn people, if you do want any evidence of it, you will have to provoke it and call it out, which is not advisable. I mean, we don't advise it because of what happened to my stepdad, but unfortunately that's the only way to get any evidence of it, because it just hides when people come out to capture it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it does. When people come out, like when the vicar did, to do his blessing, he couldn't feel a single thing in this flat, but as soon as he left, within an hour of him doing the blessing, Gemma was getting attacked again, and we sound like madmen.
Well, there's lots of people that come on here that say they can feel things. They feel like people are sitting next to them, or they feel like
But lately, it just
they've
doesn't
been
like
touched or something like that, but nobody ever sees anything. I've never actually seen, like, what do you call it? I've never actually seen it.
Yeah.
Like that, I've never actually heard it.
But that's the,
You know, like say anything or anything like that. I've just sometimes feel like it's a hand or there's a scratch or something like that. I've never actually seen it or heard it or anything like that. Whereas other people have been in here said they can hear, they've heard a voice or something, but I haven't heard anything, I haven't seen anything.
But you do have to be careful here where the scratches are. Sometimes it's very rare you feel the scratches being done, because majority of the time you won't notice that you've been scratched.
But I have sometimes. Sometimes you can. Sometimes it just feels like burning. Sometimes it really hurts.
When it's the ones that you haven't felt being done, as soon as you notice them, your skin starts to burn, and it's really weird when that happens. It's like you haven't felt the scratch being done, but as soon as you look at it on your skin just starts to burn. And that's why like I said, that's why we warn people about provoking it, because it can scratch you without you knowing, and it does like to play with knives lately.
Right.
Which isn't very fun.
I've never known anything like this before.
But it's like the scissors, the screwdrivers, and the knives that appear in the bed, they're always on Gemma's pillow. It's never on my pillow. It's just Gemma's side of the bed. It's always Gemma that's getting attacked, and Gemma's stuff that's going here, there, and everywhere. And that's why we think it's trying to do the same thing as it was last time.
What about your stepdad? When did all of this actually happen in the house as well?
Yeah, this all happened.
And was he
sat where you are.
awake as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was sat where you are. He was basically insulting it, and we just saw these scratches on his arm. And we said to him, we think you need to stop doing that. But as soon as he lifted his top up, his body was plastered in scratches. Well,
he was
saw
swearing.
the pictures.
He was swearing, and he just kept saying things like this don't exist. He was really none of this is real. He was just like, are you sure this? But then
he cried.
He left it crying, and then when I offered him to come back to try and apologise, I was like, well, I'm sorry, you knew stuff was going on. He said he won't come back in here anymore. He won't talk. He hasn't spoken to me.
Is he alright though, your dad?
Yeah.
He's okay now. He sort of started talking to me the other day. He was just very...
a lot of family members refused to come back in here.
My mum won't come here at all. She's never seen anything happen in here, but she won't come here.
Right. What about your mum, Aaron? Because you said that she's...
I try and keep my mum away from the flat, to be honest. Because my mum's one of them... It sounds like she's one of them type of people, you know. If they can't do it, I can, you know. But trying to explain to her, you know, it took 8 mediums to shift what was in here before. You're not capable of doing it yourself.
I know anything's wrong with me.
And then she was like, well, I'm a Wiccan witch as well, so I can use a spell. So I said, I don't want no spells being performed in here.
But you did come in here,
if you use the wrong spell or anything like that, it's us that have got the consequence of it not working or provoking it.
She came in here with some stuff, with that bell. She came in here with some pictures of her granddad and grandma, and some sage of her own, and 2 candles and stuff, and she said some stuff. I mean, I don't know what it was, but I don't know if she's making it any better or making it
worse.
Everything we've tried has made it worse.
I don't know if what anyone's done. I don't know if any of these other people that have been in here have brought something. I don't understand any of it.
But obviously, like when the vicar came out with and did the full blessing, you know, with the incense and the holy water and the holy oil, that just provoked it. As soon as he left it attacked. And like I said, that's the problem we have when people come out. It does tend to hide, but as soon as people leave, that's when it attacks us, and it makes you sound mad, because it's like
as if it's punishing you for bringing someone in.
But then it makes us sound mad when we ring that person that's just come out and saying, we know you didn't feel it or you couldn't find it, but it has attacked us again, and they're like, well, you're just making it up. It's like, we're not making it up.
Well, that's why them other mediums and that said they wouldn't come out anymore, because they've seen it here. Like she said, she'd seen it. It wouldn't talk to it. She said it was just doing a weird laugh, and it kept running in the room. And she said
the mediums did admit that they can't help us.
They said they can't. She said
that their only advice is to run.
Yeah, she said she can't get rid of whatever is in here. She said the thing is, that's what made me scared, because she said, I know it's there. She goes, but there's nothing we can do. She said, you've got to run. I said, that's easier said than done. I said,
even the church has said the same.
I can't. I said, I ain't got the money to just up and get a new house or get a new flat or something like that.
But like I said, that's the problem we have. There's no guarantee that if we move, it's not going to follow. And that's why we need to nip it in the bud before it actually comes.
I should have left ages ago. I should have left ages ago, like she said, because she said it would only get worse.
And has it?
Yeah. She told me to leave.
I mean, we did try and move at the time, but my grandparents moved over here to be with us,
right.
And we can't. And emergency housing is basically wherever the council has available.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the problem. Like, we can't move out of this area because my grandparents moved here to be with us.
Yeah.
So it's like we've got to wait for a house around here to pop up or move back in with family. But you know, you don't want to move back in with family because then you're moving backwards.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, I've always said to people, like, we feel like prisoners in our own home, not prisoners in the general sense, like prisoners waiting on death row. Because we're not exaggerating when, you know, when Gemma gets dragged out of bed or she's getting choked in her sleep. It's like one of us is going to end up dead.
All I want is just somebody else to prove that I'm not.
Well,
I'm not making it up, and that something is here.
Because that's what my next question was going to be. What are you expecting from us?
I just want somebody else to see.
Evidence.
Yeah, I just want somebody else to see or hear or feel what I can feel. Even if it's just you feel something to touch you, then I'm not the only person that's felt something else in here.
To be fair,
because I know I sound like an idiot to other people. There's family members, my family members that said, you're making all this up. Mm-hmm. Believe me, I wouldn't. I'm terrified. I don't like being in here.
Right.
I would rather not. I'd rather not be here now. I'd rather not come back here. I keep telling Aaron, I would leave everything in here now, and I would go and never come back. It wouldn't bother me. I could leave everything here.
I mean, to be honest, when we came in, I felt dead warm. My hands were dead sweaty. Standing there, felt warm. I've sat here, I felt bloody freezing.
It's
now.
cold.
Yeah, it's cold now.
That's what this flat does
to
you.
I've got to look at from both sides. That could be just a coincidence, but I am really cold sat here.
I mean, I don't know how warm.
That's where I sit. This is my.
I mean, feel my hands now. They're absolutely freezing. Yeah, before they were all hot and sweaty and clammy.
I mean, you were stood in front of the storage heater, so you could have got some heat from that.
Yeah, but I felt warm when I came in. My hands felt very sweaty, but now...
Well, I'm absolutely sweating.
I mean, that could be just a coincidence.
My hands are absolutely, like,
see, we're like that.
Sweating.
Whenever we come in here, we're always on guard.
Yeah.
We've always got to keep our eye out in here.
To you just before, when I'm sitting here, I can be really cold.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas everyone else is perfectly fine. They're just chilling, watching the telly, and I'm sat there and I keep really cold. So I have a blanket, because I put on a blanket because I get colder. Everyone else is fine.
But apart from evidence, we just want someone to. We know a lot of people say, you know, we believe you and we know you're doing it, but we're after someone who genuinely does believe and is genuinely willing to help us get what we need done.
Yeah.
It's not even the case of.
It's been hard trying to find people like yourselves to try and come out. We've contacted loads of people. Half of them thought we were making it all up, and the other half were just too scared to come out.
It's not even a case of I want someone to catch it on video. Even if you were to just feel something touching you, it would be enough for me just to prove that I'm not the only person that's been touched by something that they can't see.
You see, if that was going to happen, it would be genuine. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't say just to make you feel more at ease.
I just want somebody else. And I know it sounds really awful. I want somebody else to feel
that's
how I can feel, and I know it's not nice for somebody being touched by something they can't see.
Well, that's where it was a bit sick and twisted on our part when my stepdad got attacked. You know, we felt bad for him, but at the same time,
at least he believes now.
Well, no. For me and Gemma, we were actually laughing about it. It was like
not laughing. It was just
like finally someone else has been attacked. It's not just Gemma, you know.
It's because he was mocking, and he was mocking us and saying, you know, you're a bit.
But it was nice for you because you could have someone to relate to now, because it happened to someone
else.
No,
it was only nice because he didn't believe, and because other people are mocking you, and it's not them that's getting it. It's okay for somebody else to say, oh, you'll be okay, it'll go away or something like that, because it's not going away.
Yeah.
And people are laughing at me, and people think I'm stupid, and I don't care what all these other people say. When he got that attitude, now you know how I feel when you sat there laughing at me.
Yeah.
It was just weird seeing a fully grown man leave here in tears. It was weird.
It's not funny though. It's trying to make somebody else feel how you are when people are laughing at me, like literally laughing at me because I think I'm stupid. I think I'm making it up. Why would I make something up so ridiculous?
Well, it's like anything they don't know until it happens to them. It's like anything that happens in life. Unless something happens to them the same as someone else, then they can sort of turn it around and empathise and think, well, I know how you're feeling
It's like
now.
we say at the church, because the church don't accept pictures of scratches or any picture like that as evidence.
Yeah.
But it's like we say at the church, we're not going to go out our way and like put a cattle brand on each other or scratch each other. We're not going to go out our way to do that just to try and make people believe us.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, like the church said, if you can get... Obviously, like the church... I mean, we did manage to get hold of the vicar yesterday. He's coming out tomorrow to redo a blessing, which we did say was kind of pointless, but it is what it is. But I said to him, if you come out tomorrow, would you be willing to provoke it and see what happens? Because I said we need the church to believe us, you know, and get this exorcism pushed through faster.
See, I didn't really know anything about...
And he did say he would be willing to provoke it.
Spiritualist churches or sort of things that you do. I'd never sort of done that. Like, I'd always just...
You watch your Ghost Adventures.
Yeah, but that was just a programme. I didn't always think that...
Yeah.
Oh, that was real. But it's like when I grew up, it was just church. If it was something bad, it was evil, you went to church. So I went to the first time I went to Reverend Henderson, and he came out and it was fine. He did the prayers with me and blessed my home and everything was fine for a while, and it come back and I thought I need to go back to another church. And then they were just telling me, you know, it's just evil in your house, it's just evil, I can get rid of it. And then it didn't go, and then I was such a bit more, cause I'd heard of like psychics and mediums thing, but I never thought anything that was real. I never sort of understood any of it. But then when they started to come out and say all these different things.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, we're not spiritualist people or even anything like that. Do you know what I mean? We're just here to capture evidence if we can, to be fair.
So I'm saying there's been so many different people that have said so many different things. I don't know what's true and what's not.
Yeah. I mean, you know in your heart what's been happening to you.
I know.
You know in your heart that it's true what's happening to you.
I know it's true. I know something touched me, and I know something can move my stuff in front of my eyes. And people can call me a liar and people can laugh at me. I know that. I just want somebody else to feel just for a second, and then the people sort of won't be laughing at me anymore.
Right.
Ready? Right, the time is 2:30 and it's Sunday the 12th of November 2017. My name's Chris Burgess. I'm here with Janet Burgess from Tyne Valley Paranormal Investigations, and we're in 18 Corncroft Mews, Grangetown, with Aaron and Gemma. Do you just want to introduce yourselves, just for the sake of the recorder?
Yeah, I'm Aaron Crockett.
I'm Gemma Bentley.
Right. So how long have you two been living here for now?
About 2.5 years roughly now.
Yeah.
Right. So when you first moved here, everything was absolutely fine?
Yeah, the first year we lived here, it was
fantastic.
No problems, we were getting it how we wanted, weren't we?
Yeah, new neighbours, because my friend used to live down there, everything was fine.
And then
it kind of started like, I got the news that my nana wasn't well. And I was seeing her in hospital, and then the worst come to the worst, I got a phone call and she died. And
it started off as little things like
it had been a while.
Stuff randomly moving about and stuff like that.
Yeah, like it had been a while though, and everything was fine. And then like one of the pictures, it was just funny. It had fallen in the cabinet, and I put it back up, and I didn't think that was it. Was just I'd knocked it because I am quite heavy-footed sometimes, and I put it back up, and then
more pictures kept falling.
Another one, fell down, and I was like, not. It was just like the next day, and I was like, put it back up again, and then I'd come in here, and the picture of my nana, it had fallen down, but then the picture of my brother, who's no longer here anymore, was upside down and turned like away from, so you couldn't see. It was like the back of the picture, it was upside down, and then I thought like,
but it was weird.
I had sat down at first. I thought, I'm messing about, and I thought, why is he going to do that with?
Well, the only reason
my brother that's no longer here would like. Why was you up to a picture?
The only reason Gemma assumed that I was messing about is because it was always Gemma's pictures that
yeah,
were turned
like,
upside
at
down.
first I'm not
never,
trying to.
Never any of my family pictures in there or anything to do with my family pictures that were moving. It was just always Gemma's stuff.
Right.
So after you moved in, how long was it after you moved in when that started happening?
It's about a year and a half after we moved in.
Yeah, it was about a year. A year and a bit.
Was that when all the trauma that you'd been going through as
Yeah.
well, sort of all
It had
at the same
happened
time?
when I died in June, and it was like just before Christmas, because I said to Aaron, I started to smell like a sweet smell in here, and I didn't know what it was, and I was getting confused, and I rang my mum and I was like, I can smell a smell, but I've not sprayed anything. And my mum was like, I get that sometimes, and she just said to me, oh, it'll just be your nana watching over you. And I didn't like, at first I didn't take it like literally. I was like, oh, that's nice, and I thought that's a nice thought.
Yeah, comfort.
But then I like the pictures, that's when the pictures started to come, and I thought, is she here? And it really, and I started ringing my mum. I was like, Mum, I think my nana's here. And at first my mum was like, don't be silly, she's in heaven, like she's just watching you. And then I spoke to Aaron's mum, and she was like, you can go to Spiritualist Church and you can get messages. And when she'd said that, I just alarm bells, and I thought, oh God, I can talk to her. I don't know what I thought. It was the thought of being able to talk to her again, or getting a message or something. It was like really, really exciting. And I'd gone there, and then this woman come forward, and she was like, there's a person called Margaret here, and like really described it down to a T. And she'd said like this message, and I was like, oh, I think that's for me. And then I took it, and I was ringing my mum, and then pictures of my nana
Locked in the cabinet at the top of the stairs. Like
yeah, they were just in there.
The box right at the bottom. There's about 2 or 3 other boxes on top of it.
There was pictures of her anyway.
Pictures just coming out of that one box you couldn't get to unless you legitimately
And they were
lifted
just,
everything out that cupboard.
Some appeared in the kitchen, some appeared on the chair in here. And at first I wasn't scared. I just thought, for me, I just thought she wanted my attention. I just thought,
and that's when we started.
She was missing me. And then there was a picture that was found next to the kettle. And I'm so stupid and naive now. I made her a cup of tea because it's what I used to do. It was really nice. I could smell the sweet smell, and the pictures were there. And then
looking back on it now, that's what let it in. We welcomed it in by doing it.
But then
it tricked us basically.
It was getting like every few days the pictures were moving everywhere, and then I started to start, and I was like, this isn't. So I put them all in an envelope, and I put them in there.
In the cabinet.
In the cabinet, and I locked it, and I thought, because this is getting a bit. And the people, when I went to Spiritual Church and said, is this my nana? And they were saying, oh yeah, she just loves you. She just wants your attention. And the woman was like.
But then the cabinets would start unlocking themselves,
and the keys and
the stuff would be scattered all about the
weird
floor.
noises. And I went back to them and I said, something's not right. I said, you're telling me that she's trying to be honest. I said, but my nana wouldn't scare me, and she wouldn't want to hurt me. And then they said, oh, it's nothing. And we kept going, and then it was just normal things, like when I'd come out of the shower, I had my hairbrush and everything on the bed because I'm a bit freak. I had my pyjamas, my hairbrush, my bubbles and things. I had it like that, but when I was coming in, like the hairbrush was on the floor and my bubble was like on the side of the bed. And I know I don't do that because I'm sad, and I have a ritual of every little thing when I do it. And they were moving, and things started to get like more frequent, and like tapping noises. And I'd say to him, what's that? And he'd be like, oh, it's nothing. And then he'd be like, did you hear that? And I'm like, yeah. Sometimes I didn't, sometimes I could when it was really loud. And then it stopped when I went to Billingham Church, because I got in contact with a vicar in Richmond, which is my uncle's wife's dad, is a pastor. Sorry, his son now is a pastor. And he said he couldn't do anything because it's not his area. And he put me in contact with Billingham Church because he's friends with the pastor over there. And I started ringing him, and he gave me Psalm 91 to read out and all these other psalms. I'd already read them anyway, but he said read them out loud. and I was doing it, and it quietened down, and then I asked him if he would come out. I said, I'm getting a bit scared. I said, I'm asking the Lord. I said, and it's, I said in my eyes, I said, he's just not doing it quick enough. I said, I know he's not like that, but he come out, and it went quiet. He'd done like the blessing, and he said he grounded the house. It went quiet for quite a while. About a few weeks, didn't it? And then
stuff started moving about again.
Oh, it's like it came, whatever it was, it just came back.
The vengeance.
And it was just there. Everything, like the cabinet, we come on Monday and the cabinet, everything was just out of it. It was all over the floor. Because there was that cabinet over there, and these cabinets, they were all just open. And I walked in the living room, I just ran out. I'd never seen anything like it. I couldn't understand. I had to turn and I was like, I think someone's broken. Like, first time I was like, someone's broken. I thought, oh my God, and I thought, I've just unlocked the door. Nothing was missing.
Then about 6-7 months ago, that's when the scratches and the time loss and the confusion and everything like that started happening. That's when we had to get in contact with anyone who believe us, and that did lead us to the spiritualists.
Which we did, because the spiritualist church told us to go to this shop in Redcar to see a woman. There was a witch called Andreas Bell. She gave us some sage and some incense sticks. She said she's been lovely to us. She said the sage would get rid of any negative energy and get it out. And
it does for about...
It does for like...
Well, originally it did start working, for a few weeks, then it was a few days, then it was an hour.
It was coming back.
Didn't work.
And then we got in contact with these people from Norton, and they come out and did like this assessment.
Who were they?
Angeline and Joe.
They're from Gifted and Blessed in Norton.
So they were spiritualists.
Yeah. They came out here, and when they first came out, and they said they wanted to look around, and I said that's fine. They said, oh, can we do it by ourselves? And I'm like, right, okay then, because I thought they were on about us coming around and looking around, and then they went off. And
but when they finished,
they
found a very unpleasant bloke just walking about.
Yeah.
And then they said, we do need to do you home. And then it was
but they also were saying messages from these other people.
No, it was just that one person at that time.
Yeah, they said get the kids in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And that's what they said, but I've never heard any voices, so I couldn't tell you whether...
Right.
But then they said they'd be back at the beginning of the following week, and the day before they were due to come out, Gemma was getting...
It was like, that was like the first sort of scratches.
Scratched, dragged to the floor.
It was the first time I'd had a scratch. I'd had a scratch on my arm. I don't know where it came from, and I ignored it.
But then you got one right down your back.
And then, if my back started to really hurt, it was like, you know when you get one of them really itches and you're like that. I'd gone like that, but then it just really, I said my back is hurting. I was like, it came from it was just from nowhere, and I couldn't understand. Mm-hmm. I thought, and I was like that, and I said to him, and it really started to hurt, and I was laid on the bed. And then next, because I used to wear a cross, and it has a St. Christopher pendant and another pendant on it that the other church gave me. And I used to wear it all the time. I mean, I'm terrified to put my cross on, and that is saying a lot. I mean, it just yanked. This, like, not the cross, but the chain, it just yanked from one side to the other. And I couldn't believe it. It was so weird. I wanted to scream, but nothing came out. And after I'd sort of realised I did scream, I screamed and I couldn't stop crying. It was like uncontrollably crying. My whole body was shaking, and there was just 3 really big scratches on my back. But when that moved, it was then that I terrified. I got right back in contact with them. I said, you need to come out. You need to do something. I said, you're telling me that I've got to be in here. I said, and you're not coming out until tomorrow at the time. When they came out, they just walked around again and were talking. And they were like, oh, there's some good people here. And I was like, I felt, oh, that's good. They were saying this name called Frank, which my granddad's Frank, and they were saying about this little boy. Oh, wow. But they didn't know about...
But when they were all out, I think there was about 8 or 9 spiritualists in here that night, when they came out to do the conduit ceremony. That's the night I nearly had my full possession. That did terrify me that night, because I've never seen anyone's. I've seen it. You see it on films and TV programs, and you just laugh at it. But when you see your own body doing it, but you can't stop your body bending in on itself, it's the most awful experience because I had no control of what I was saying. I had no control of what I was doing. It was just I was on autopilot. I was aware of what was going on to my body, but I couldn't stop it. And they managed to get it off me. And then for about 2-3 hours they were doing their conduit ceremony, and
they were saying saying the Lord's Prayer and another prayer. I can't remember what prayer
we don't know what they were doing because we weren't allowed in.
We weren't allowed in there to see what they were doing. That's what.
But when they finished, they said they removed 4 poltergeists and 1 demonic entity.
See, I'm not trying to say what they've done didn't help, because it did go quiet for a few weeks. But the only thing that scares me is I was allowed in that room, so I don't know what on earth they were doing in there. They're telling me they were getting ready, but I don't know what they were doing.
But it was weird when they finished, when they did remove the demonic entity. You could legitimately feel the atmosphere in the flat change. It went from so
better,
heavy to just you could breathe in the flat, and it was lovely.
But I don't know whether that was just me, because I'd been here and said that they'd done something that I felt better. Because me personally,
we didn't know they even finished. We just said the flat felt different.
Me personally, I'm a bit sceptical of them because I don't understand spiritual stuff and I don't understand any of it. But it just seemed to have got worse since they've done that.
Well,
conduit.
Apparently, they removed them all, closed the portal down.
They said there was a portal in there, but the thing is, what I'm trying to say is,
for about a month after they did that, the flat was lovely. About a month, 2 months after they did that, the flat was lovely. You know, we were relaxed again. You know, we were getting back on track with what we needed to do.
I think it was fine, but to me, either, because I don't know what they did in there, and that's what frightens me, because I don't know if they've got rid of something, brought something. They said there was a portal that they closed. They said that it quite possibly could be ripped open again. And I was like, I don't understand what a portal is properly. I said, I don't. But they didn't sit down and tell me exactly what they'd done. They just said, oh, it's gone, and that was it.
Did they explain anything to you about your near possession? What it was, who it was, or give you any advice? Or?
They just said it was unhuman.
When they found the demonic thing, whenever they were asking it questions, it was just laughing at them. It wouldn't answer any question they asked.
They said it kept running.
It wouldn't give them any indication as to what it wanted. All they know is that it did want me.
Yeah, that's what they said, but it hadn't actually said that itself, apparently.
But that was just evident from the near possession I had, that it was me it wanted. But as to why it wanted me, or what it wanted with me, we don't know. Because they couldn't get an answer out of it, but it was weird, like, the way they described it. I mean, only me and Gemma knew this. We never told them what I said it looked like, because that was only between me and Gemma. But when they described it, me and Gemma looked at each other, and that's exactly what I described it as.
Because I've been dreaming about it. I'd been dreaming about this thing that it looked like, but for a long time I didn't tell Aaron because I sounded stupid. I kept ringing my mum. I was like, Mum, I'm having these really creepy dreams. And Mum was like, she was like, when you go to bed, think of something happy. She was like, watch a happy film, you'll be fine. She was like, watch a Disney film. She was like, think of Barbie, think of all these silly things. And I was doing that when I was going to bed. I was sat thinking of the most stupidest things. But I was having these dreams, but then I did come to Aaron because one night I'd had a really bad dream and I woke him up crying. I said, there's this thing in my dream. And it was almost like, I felt like it was still there when I'd opened my eyes, like there was something still there. Even though I couldn't see it, but it was still there. And then it's like I forgot about it and everything was okay. Then Aaron had come and he'd like, I've seen this thing. And I was like, what do you mean you've seen this thing? He said, I've seen this thing. But he told me that he'd seen this thing, but just a few days before, Aaron's mum had come and she'd said, oh, I've seen this thing in your house. And they hadn't said, I don't know if they talked prior to it, but they both described what I'd dreamt. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't understand.
So that's the difference. Like, Gemma's only ever seen it in her dreams. I've seen it when I've woke up through the middle of the night, at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. When I've woke up, I've legitimately near enough pooped myself, and everything. I mean, I shook Gemma up and I said, will you shine a light in that corner? Because I said there is something up there and it is scaring the crap out of me.
I guess that bad sometimes where if it's not me waking him up, it's so bad when I want to go to the toilet at night, I'll turn every single light on and I'll make him stand outside the toilet door because I just...
But that was another reason why the spiritualists thought it wanted me as well, because it only showed itself to me.
Yeah, they just said that it didn't want
Whereas
me
everyone
here.
else, like Gemma, and then Alyssa said he was only ever dreamt about it, but I'm the only one that ever full on saw it outright. And that's the only other reason why they think it wanted me in the first place. But like I said, after they did their ceremony for about a month and a half, 2 months, everything was fine, but then came home and the cabinets were wide open again, everything was back on the floor, and we knew it was back, but it just went from one extreme to another. Like, normally it takes like a few days for something else to happen, and it was...
But it was the longest that it hadn't been...
But it was weird, because like...
that it hadn't been in here or...
But it was just weird, because normally things... They used to, like, every week, like, once or twice a week, if you were lucky, something would happen and you could cope with it.
Yeah.
But it was getting to the point where it was every 2 days, and then it was every day, then it was like every hour non-stop.
And then it stops. It's like it happens for like 2 or 3 days in a row, but then it stops. It can stop for a week or 2 weeks, and it's absolutely lovely, and you think, right, it's gone. You know, we finally... And it's like you come into it, or you'll hear a noise and something's falling, or something will just move in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like ever so slightly, like it can be just like that, but sometimes I'm not like, did that or didn't. I don't think it helps that I'm constantly paranoid when I'm in here. Constantly feel like, sometimes I feel like I'm waiting for something
Like for the past...
to happen, even though it doesn't.
For
Is there something coming?
the past month and a half we've been in contact with the church, because we literally hit breaking point, you know. We've always been told to run, like I said, but no one can give us the guarantee if we move it won't follow. You know, and because we don't have that guarantee, we don't want to settle into a new home.
Well, I do want to leave.
But we don't want to run the risk of settling down into a new home at the
I
same
don't
time.
think it'll follow, because when I leave here I'm fine.
See,
Are you both fine when he's out of the house?
Yeah.
See, I'm not too bad in here when I'm by myself. I don't know why that is. I mean, when I'm in
Yeah,
here
but
by
it's like
myself,
he
I'm
always wants to
completely fine.
be in here. It's weird. It's like I have this conversation with his nan and with my mum, because even they're saying to me, it's like he wants to be. He knows that, and I'm gonna tell him because he doesn't like it when I say it. I mean, it's like he wants to be in here all the time, no matter if something bad is going on where everything's open. Whereas me, when I see it, I just want to go. I just want to run. You know, I don't like it.
Yeah, but to me,
I just want to leave. But
to me, it's my home. I shouldn't have.
yeah, but it's like
home.
sometimes it's like you want to stay here more than normal. Like last night, it was like I'm going home, want to sleep in my own bed, but it was like it was more than that. But then, that was the first time last night that he's ever left of his like own accord when he's been in there by himself that he's come back. He never usually comes back, and then which to me was a bit weird because he doesn't come back, and I know he tries to act like I'm this big macho man and trying to protect, but sometimes it's different. It's like you'll say, let's go, and he's like, I don't want to leave here. It's like I want to be in here. It's like it's not him, and it's kind of like, fine, you stay here, I'm going without you.
But it's like...
And I do keep telling him, I don't
But it was like last
really don't like it in here.
But it was like last week when Gemma lost time. I was in the shower, and it was really weird because the cupboard at the top of the stairs, we don't go near that cupboard, we don't go in that cupboard. That is that thing's domain. We don't, you know, our stuff that we haven't unpacked, or I didn't have room for, is in that cupboard. We don't go in there. Bad things happen when we go in that cupboard sometimes. But Gemma, when she lost time, she went to the cupboard.
It wasn't so much that I lost time.
But you don't
No,
know
I
why
do.
you went to the cupboard.
It's not that I lost time. I know I went in the cupboard. Like, I know I walked to the cupboard and opened it, and I've got the colouring pencils. But I have colouring pencils in the cupboard
But
over there. But I think it's not
But it was weird. Cause
so much like he says I lost time. I didn't sort of lose it. I knew what I was doing. It's just I was sort of confused. You know, like I'd gone in there even though I knew they were over there, and then I drew that thing, and I knew I drew it. I remember drawing it. It's not like I didn't just close my eyes and did it. It was just a bit weird, like. But my mum thinks it's just because I've been thinking about it that maybe it's...
But like I said, I was in the shower when Gemma went to that cupboard, and she just stood there and started cackling and giggling away, absolutely nothing. And I said, "What are you giggling at?" She went, "I'm not giggling."
I don't remember giggling at all, but I remember walking to the cupboard and being back perfectly fine.
Then I said, what are you doing? She went, well, I'm drawing a picture. I said, no, you stood in the bloody hallway. She went, I'm not in the hallway. I went, yes, you are.
No, but I wasn't in the hallway when you said that.
You were.
I wasn't.
You were. Just like when I've lost time and I don't remember 20 minutes at a time.
Yeah, but I remember. I know I went in the cupboard, I got the colouring pencils and I come back in here.
But you didn't. You stood in the hallway. We've been through this many times.
But I keep saying they're doing that, but I just remember going and I know I went and got the pencils and I come back in here. And it's not that I don't remember drawing that picture because I remember drawing it, because it was an awful picture, but I remember drawing it and I remember sitting there and then thinking, like, why on earth did I do that?
Yeah.
And I ripped the picture and put it in the bin and I tried to just...
Well, it was weird.
Carry on, but it was...
But it was weird when you tried to rip it up because it was glued.
Yeah, it was weird.
She didn't have no glue out.
It was like I couldn't get out of the book for ages. It was like it was probably glued in, and then I did end up ripping it. And I put it in the bin, and I just tried to ignore it. Try and put the telly on. A lot of the time I try to just put the telly on or play music really loud in my earphones playing games so I don't have to hear anything or just concentrating on doing things.
But now it's just got to the point where we need someone to come in here and help us either get rid of it or get evidence on it and find someone who is willing to provoke it, just so someone can believe us, because unfortunately the only way you'll get any acknowledgement of its existence is provoking it, because it does hide when people come in that do try to capture it, and that is the problem we have.
After your conduit ceremony, who did you have in next?
Everything was fine for a while, and like I said, we got back in touch with them, with the Joe and Angeline.
Yeah, we went to meet them.
They came out.
Oh yeah,
They came out, went round the home again. They said they couldn't feel anything, but the attacks were still happening. So we went through to Norton to meet their boss.
What's her name? Julie.
Julie, yeah.
Julie.
She said her belief is that the reason it's still happening is because there's ley lines in here.
Yeah, but she also
and
said
she said because of the ley lines, it's going to continue happening and it's not going to stop.
She wasn't just a ley line. She said it.
No, that's what she said.
No, she wasn't just a ley line. She thinks that the portal or something that's supposedly being. Yes, she did.
Okay. That was Joel's theory.
Oh, sorry, Joe's. They're all right there.
Joe and Julie were arguing over that really bad, because Julie was on the belief that there's ley lines here, and that's what's causing the problems. But Joe, the guy who's been out here a few times, his belief is that whatever was really in here hid when they came out, and as soon as they left, it came back in and ripped the portal back open. Right. But it's like, we don't know if there's ley lines here, we don't know if this portal's being ripped back open, we just know that it hasn't stopped.
Well, she told me.
But it's like the church has told us to run, the people from Gift and Bless have
they told us to just leave. She said leave, and she said you'll be fine. And the funny thing is, when I leave here, when I'm not in here, I'm perfectly fine, I'm happy, I can get on, I don't worry about anything. I don't have to look over my shoulder, I don't have to wait until it's light to go to sleep. And that's on Tuesday, even though the lights are all on, but I don't have to do anything like that, I'm fine.
But like I've explained to family and friends, there is no guarantee if we move it's not going to follow, and we don't know if it's attached itself to a teddy or, something stupid like a cushion for all we know.
Toilet. I just need a rain.
We don't. It could be something as stupid as a cushion it's attached itself to, and if we take that cushion out, this is the guarantee we don't have, and like I said, unfortunately, the only way we know for people to get any acknowledgement that it exists is to provoke it, and it is not the nicest way, because it does not end nicely for people when it's provoked. Otherwise it just hides, and as soon as people leave it attacks, and we sound absolutely stupid when that happens.
How long ago was it when you first got in touch with the church?
The church here, it was about a month and a half ago, roughly. Because the vicar's been in and out of hospital, so he hasn't been able to do much, but he has got the bishop from the diocese and the Ministry of Deliverance involved, who has put us on a list for an exorcism, but it's a long list. And obviously, when you don't have any evidence, and the church is only willing to do so much. It's like you've got to wait till they can get round to it. And like I said, I did manage to talk the priest into provoking it tomorrow when he comes back out to re-bless the home, because I did say, well, it is pointless re-blessing the home because the first one didn't work, but that's just me. But I did say it when, would you be willing to provoke it tomorrow to try and get some acknowledgement of it? He went, well, we can ask it, we can command it to tell us its name and to tell us who it is. I said, that won't work. I said, you honestly have to provoke it out. I said, my stepfather called it furniture, and he was attacked very bad. And that's what I said to him. I said, it will attack just from being called furniture. I said, you don't need to call it, ask it to tell you its name, just call it furniture and it will come after you. You know, you can't issue a challenge to it because it will challenge you right back. It's stupid, but like I said, that's the problem we have when people come out to get a feel for the home or to try and find it or capture it. It hides. And like I said, when the people that come out leave, within an hour or two of the people leaving, it starts attacking again, and then we're ringing the people back up saying it's attacked. But we didn't feel anything, we didn't capture anything. You make it up. It's like, no.
Have you provoked it to do that, or has it just happened?
It's like the people that have come out have provoked it just by being here.
Yeah, the mediums did provoke it though, a lot.
Because like the upside down scratches on Gemma's body that appeared, the upside down scratches only started appearing when the vicar came out and did the blessing on our home with the incense, water and oil. That's only
yeah, but he kept saying, no, it's just an evil thing in here, it's just a bad thing in here. He said, I'll be able to get rid of it, and it's like...
Because before it used to just be in sets of threes, didn't it? But now it's sets of threes, it's upside down crosses, it's...
Sometimes it looks like, looks like a hand, like that's scratched. Like, it can be on my neck and things like that. Like, last time it was like across my, like underneath my ear, but I felt like someone had touched my ear, and it wasn't even like nasty, it just felt like just like brushed past my ear. It didn't feel awful, but it was just really red.
I've had that coffee before I left.
Like, it was just really red across here, and but I'd leave it and I'd not come back, and I think I'd be alright.
Because you know, before you said everything was fine for a year, and then obviously you had the trauma in your life as well with your nan and your brother. So, if you don't mind us asking, what was the story with your brother?
No, my brother's been died a lot of years. He died when I was 2. I have a lot of trouble with that. Talk to my brother a lot. I talk out loud to my brother a lot. I talk him up. It's because I didn't really know him.
Right.
And when I went to a spiritualist church, I'd asked him if they could get in contact with him. Even though my mum had always said you shouldn't be doing things like that. If they wanted to know, if they wanted you to know something, you would know, or you just. But then one of the spiritualist women, I hadn't mentioned him, and she come in and she was talking about this boy. And she was saying, oh, there's this boy here. She's like, he's really, really good and all this. And I was like, okay. Then she pointed to his picture, because there's a big picture in there of him. I think it's in there at the bottom. And she said, it's him. She said, that's who's here. And I got really, really excited. But it's them, and I hate to say it, but it's them. I just don't trust them people that came out and did that thing. They do make me feel nervous, because I wasn't allowed in there. And I don't know how it works, and they had the door closed. I've been there for ages, and
to be honest,
they just told me I'm not going to take their word for it. But once, after they'd gone, it was quiet for a few days, a week or so, but then it was even worse. So I don't know, whatever they've done just seems like it escalated really bad, really quick.
But to be honest, it doesn't matter what we've tried, nothing's worked.
I think they tried to help, but it hasn't. To me, I think it was them. Because when they came back out, they were like, oh, there's nothing in here. But when we went to see them, they were just saying, run, get out as quick as you can, and that was it.
Again, that often back to the problem of when people come out, it hides. Like, it doesn't want other people to know it's in here. You know, like I said, the only time it will show itself is if you provoke it, insult it, or challenge it. Otherwise, it will just not show itself. But, you know, you're terrified to be in your own home, but at the same time, it is your own home. You don't want to give up your own home, so it's like.
Maybe it's got to a point where it doesn't feel like it's my home. I don't feel comfortable. I don't like being in any room by myself.
Right. So even just say hypothetically that it did go, would you feel uncomfortable?
Yeah,
in
because
here
I know
regardless
stuff
now you've
that
just lost.
I
lost
completely
it
just
now
don't
with
like
this
it in
place.
here. I want to move. I just want to get away from all the stuff and the horrible things that have happened in here and just start fresh. Because I don't like it in here. And I think even if it was gone, I'd still feel. It's got to a point where I hate it in here.
Yeah.
So Gemma, you're regularly attacked. You get scratches, choked. You say about attacks in bed. You pulled out of bed or something?
That was once. I had my necklace on.
No,
Mhm.
it was.
Twice in the bedroom. I used to wear a cross. It's quite a big cross.
The second time was the bad one because that's when you did start getting dragged out of bed.
The first time I was just laid up in bed. I later sat up in bed because my back hurt, and that's when I got my first scratches and something just yanked on my chain. It wasn't really like... It felt like it was really, really hard, but it wasn't. It was just like a little yank, and I just didn't like it. And the second time, I'd gone for a nap in the afternoon. I do that a lot because I stay up quite late in the night and then go to bed during the day. And I woke up and I was coughing, but I was sort of laid back in the bed, but I was lifted up because but nothing, it wasn't actually my cross that was lifted up, it was my chain that was right in front of me and it was pulling me up. And I was like trying to...
It was about 3 weeks ago when we were in bed. It must have been about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I felt something.
It's like, you know, when you're in that half sleep mode, you know, when you're aware of what's going on but you can't wake yourself up.
Yeah.
I could hear Gemma moving down the bed and I was just thought to myself, she's just going to the toilet.
See, I'm quite a deep sleeper at me. Once I've
and then
like...
as soon as she started coughing, but Gemma coughs in her sleep anyway, so I just thought nothing of it. And then when she was like, and she was going down the bed, I was trying to wake myself up. I was like, what's going on?
But I wasn't sort of like fully aware, because once I lay down to go to sleep, that's it. I'm a quite deep sleeper. I mean, I don't hit my alarms and I don't notice anything. I was sort of coughing.
But it
and I sort of opened my eyes and I was at the bottom of the bed. And as I sort of come round, it's like my foot. It wasn't even like a horrible tug. It was like just someone touching, like trying to pull. But it wasn't like, and that's what I try to explain to these other people. When I'm being like physically touched and I can feel it, it's not like it's horrible, and that's what I can't understand. It's not like someone's
but it is
really hurting me, but they hurt sometimes after I've had the feeling.
Yeah.
Some of them aren't horrible. Sometimes it feels like a child.
But it is strange when she's getting choked.
Tapping, or like a child pulling, like my little nephew.
Yeah.
It is strange when you're getting choked because
it's like I get a mark. It's like sometimes when I
all the way
can't.
around the neck, you know, like a noose. That's the only way I can describe it. It's like someone's literally come along with a noose and just started choking at her because it's all the way around.
I get that when I go in the kitchen a lot. It's like when I go in the kitchen, I'm making a coffee or I'm doing something in the kitchen. Whether people are there or not, whether my friends have been in there or Aaron's in there, whether I'm in there by myself. It's like I just get this. So all of a sudden it's like there's no air and I can't breathe. And I can't say anything, and then my eyes it's like my eyes are going to pop out and everything just gets really blurry. And then it's just something just lets go, and then it's like I'm fine, but it's only for like a few seconds, and then I'm fine. But it's like that when that happens, it terrifies me. And sometimes it's late in the night and I can't go to his nan and granddad's. It's like 10 o'clock and they're in bed and I don't want to do that. And then I sit in here all night, sitting there with all the lights on, with the telly on really, really, really loud, so I can't hear it, like, because then that's when all little noises, like my fridge makes a noise, or any type of little noise, I start jumping, and then I'm...
Well, you see stuff out the corner of your eye, out the corner of your eye in here all the time.
Yeah, but sometimes I put that down to paranoia, like... I think a lot of the time I'm paranoid when I'm in here.
Which you will be.
But I'm constantly, sometimes I think I can see something or heard a noise and I might not, but I'm like... It's like I'm always looking for an exit, so I know I can just get out and leave.
So Aaron, attacks on you?
I've had the odd scratch now and again, but that's about it. Apart from that, I've had the two or three instances where I've had the near possessions happen where I've lost time. I mean, when I was losing time, it was 20-30 minutes at a time, and then I'd just be sat there crying, or I'd be on the floor crying, and I'd have no recollection of what the past 20-30 minutes had done, and that's what was panicking me at the time, because, like I said to Jim, I said, if it wanted to, it could make me kill you, and I would be none the wiser.
Yeah, but he said that, and when he said that to me, it was like smiling, and it was kind of like, that was not nice.
No, but at the same time...
Someone telling you, oh, well, it could make me do this, and he was like... And I was like...
But at the same time, it's not nice, you know, when you've lost 20-30 minutes that you legitimately can't remember.
Yeah.
It's like one time Gemma was at my nan's getting her bath, because we have limited hot water, because we're all electric. So she was having a bath at my nan's, and I came back in here. I rang Gemma and she said she was going to be down. It was about 20-30 minutes till she came down. I was in the car crying. I don't remember leaving the flat. When Gemma came down, I thought I was still in the flat.
Yeah,
but I was in the car crying. I don't remember leaving the flat.
I brought him in, and I was like, because he was like, I don't want to leave the car, and he was crying, and there was people out there. I was like, can you get inside? Because I don't want anyone asking anything, because I don't want to have to explain it and sound like I didn't need to let everybody else know. And so I got him in, and then he sat down, and I was like, do you want a drink? Trying to get him a drink of water, because he just couldn't stop crying. And then he just went, what are you doing home? I was like, he was like, when did you get in? I was like, I didn't get in. I was like, I've just brought you in. And he was like, it was weird. It's like, but when he's like that, it's like he's a completely, I know it's going to sound stupid, he's a completely different person, but he's always nasty towards me when he turns. So he calls me a bitch, or he lunges.
But that hasn't happened.
That hasn't happened
since the conduit ceremony.
Is that what scares you, Aaron, in case?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In case that happens.
Worst case scenario.
In case that happens again. I mean, I know Gemma's lost time every once in a blue moon, but you know, like me and Gemma have said to one another, I am a big bloke, you know, and if it did get hold of me again, the size of Gemma compared to the size of me.
I mean, that time in the kitchen,
Well, you was on the phone to your friend.
I was on the phone to my friend.
Well, and even her friend said that as well.
On FaceTime, and he was in the kitchen, and he was going, Jem. But it was really like, it was creepy. It really. I said, I did swear. I was swearing. I was like, can you stop being a bit of an idiot? I was like, what are you doing? I'm on the phone. When I went in there, he was on the kitchen, like not on the kitchen table, but leaning against it, and he just turned his head like that. And he just come running at me, his arms and everything. I tripped over the washing basket, crawled in here. I had the door closed and I had my feet against it because he was trying to get in, and he was banging and scratching on the door, calling me all sorts and everything, and I was trying my hardest. My friend was on the floor over here. I think she was like nearly under the sofa, and I think she was like, what's going on? I said, I can't let him in, and then he went quiet, and I could hear him crying. But even though I could hear him crying, I didn't want to open the door. I didn't want to go in there. As far as I'm concerned, he could stay in there all by himself.
I mean, it's
but I did go in there. Like, I sort of opened the door, and I didn't feel. I peered into the kitchen, and I was like, are you okay? And he sort of looked at me, and he was really crying. I mean, it did still take me a long time to go in and actually try and cover him, because I didn't know what had happened. But that's when I took him straight to his nan's up the road. I was like, I can't, what am I supposed to do? And I rang these Swedish people, and they were like, oh, you know, and he's like that, you've just got to leave him to himself. I said, but if the door wasn't there, and I didn't get out of the way,
but
what am I supposed to do then?
But apart from that, it's weird for me. Like, you know, I've been told I'm a psychic medium. I have no idea what that entails. But every now and again, I'll get an inkling of when something's gone in the flat, gone on here, and you know, Gemma laughs off saying you're mad. But as soon as we come in, exactly what I've described has happened in here. You know, we've been out all day, and Gemma's like, well, how did you know that? I said, I don't know.
Yeah, but you hear other voices from other people, don't you?
But lately, like when Gemma's been scratched on her back, she won't feel it, but my back will be in absolute agony. And when we've checked my back, there's nothing there. But it's on Gemma's back, exactly where I'm in agony.
No, but sometimes you can do that, and I've got no marks, but he's still got to pay them. There's no marks, like.
But 9 times out of 10 you have had a mark.
Sometimes there is, yeah.
But it's like when we're here by ourselves, like every hour we check each other's bodies, like top to bottom, because we know it does scratch without you knowing. So we're constantly checking each other all the time. Obviously, it's very rare. It's very rare I do get scratched. But that's how bad it is in here. Like, you've got to check yourself every hour to make sure you've got no marks on you, because you've got. As soon as we've seen it, we take pictures of everything.
So your granddad's been attacked as well.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
My stepdad. For provoking it. Those are the only two people really. That's why we advise people, if you provoke it, it's at your own risk.
That's why people just don't come here. They just say, oh, it's not you. They'll meet us anywhere else or at their house, but they don't like to come in here. They say they feel uncomfortable, so they don't come back. It's like my friend. My friend usually come here every week. Her and her partner stay over in the spare bedroom, you know, and would have a drink or would have a good time or just watching films and whatever. And now she won't come here at all. And I hate it because I'm not sleeping. My friends don't come here. My family won't come here. And I don't even want to be in here, so I don't want to invite other people to a place I don't even want to be in.
But like I said, that's the problem. Like I keep saying, that's the problem we have when people do come out and we're trying to prove it to them. You can't find it. And like I said, when people leave, it comes back out and it's like, you're making us sound bloody mad.
But I'm not bothered whether they don't capture a voice or they don't capture anything. Just, I don't know, maybe if they can feel it themselves or something like that, just so somebody else can feel what I can feel.
Aaron, can you mention again about the fact when you went to the spiritualist and you were told you were left to open up? Can you just explain that again?
It's hard to explain. So like I said, I was told I was a psychic medium and I had a gift, but to progress my gift I had to be opened up spiritually. The way it was explained to me is like, it's like to do stuff with like auras and stuff like that. They said just like, imagine like when you close, your aura's just like a candle that's just been lit. It's not moving, it's not anything like that. But as soon as you're opened up, it's flickering about like mad. And that was the only way it got explained to me. But because they left me open spiritually, that's the simplest way I can explain to it. I was like a lighthouse in the pitch black for anything that wanted to get hold of me, because I was wide open for attachments and possession.
But that's what they'd said.
But hopefully and thankfully I have been closed down spiritually again, so that won't happen again. But there's no guarantees that it won't happen again. But like that's the only way I can explain about this whole spiritual side of things. That's how it got explained to me. It's not the best way, but.
Can any of you two feel anything at the minute?
Yeah.
Can you sense something?
Yeah.
You can.
I'm like that all the time in here.
What can you feel?
Eyes.
Doesn't want you in.
See, mine's not like that. It's like I can't feel an actual specific thing. It just feels like this eye. You know, you feel like these people watching me. I feel like that.
It doesn't want anyone in here that it knows can try and capture it. It doesn't like that. And
it's weird, like, cause.
And that's when Gemma gets the backlash. Like I said, when you leave, if we stay in here, if Gemma stays here, she'll get a backlash from that. But I feel very uncomfortable at the moment.
You feel comfortable?
No, I feel very
uncomfortable.
Well, at the minute, I've got a figure standing behind you.
I can feel it. It's right there.
He's like that. It's almost like he has a conversation with them, not literally like having a conversation.
When I can be sat here, and I will hear things whispering in my ear. And
but
sometimes I'll repeat it without being aware of it.
Yeah, when I
And
say,
then
what did
there's
you
other
say that
times-
for?
And there's other times I try to ignore it, because the things it says are not nice things.
Yeah, but he will tell me, and some of them
At the minute I'm very uncomfortable, I'm very emotional, and I don't like it.
If there's a spirit standing behind Aaron at the minute, or an entity of some description, do you want to say something? Can you speak to us? My name's Chris. Do you want to talk? Can you wave your arm to me? I'll wave it to you. Can you move? Can you step away from Aaron?